Hey guys, welcome back to another GAFA training session. My name is Matt Poland. I'm a professional soccer coach, and today's individual session is going to be with two professional center mids. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so the first exercise of the triangle passing, you're going to receive the ball at the inside of one of the front two cones. You're going to touch the ball to the outside of the cone behind it, and then you're going to play back with the opposite foot. So, for example, if I receive it with my left, I'm going to touch it across my body to my right side and pass back with my right foot. This we really want just sharp, good, clean touches, getting that ball moving about a yard out of the body, and then two touches, boom, pass it back. So good warm up, good to just get kind of touches, feel the grass, feel how your touch is going to be that day, and remember, always check your shoulder. In the next phase of this exercise, you'll see the player receiving the ball inside the cone like the first phase, but this time instead of using the inside of their foot, they're going to use the outside of their foot. They're going to touch the ball outside of their body and then hit the ball back with the same foot that they took the first touch with. Again, shuffling behind the cone, working the other side, and then using the opposite foot to touch the ball outside the cone with the outside of the foot and play it back with the same foot that they took their first touch with. Okay, this is a good touch to work on. Obviously, more often than not, you're going to be using the inside of your foot for your first touch, but it's good to practice receiving some of those touches with different parts of your feet, especially if you're playing as a center mid. In this next phase, you're going to see the player take the ball past inside the cone, but this time they're going to be farther back towards that back cone standing there. They're going to take a big touch with the inside of their foot at an angle, and then they're going to play outside of those two front cones and play the ball back at a diagonal pass to the player who gave them the ball. Then they're going to receive the ball on the other side of that far cone, take a big touch at an angle, and a diagonal pass the opposite way back to the other player who played them the ball. This is important because obviously a lot of your first touches are going to be that first phase of yard and a half away from your body, but it's good to be able to learn the touch necessary for different weights that you need to put on the ball. And so this one allows you to get that, 6-7 feet moving the ball out a little bit farther with your first touch. So it's a good session for center mids if they need to take that first touch away from pressure and then find the next pass. The next phase is a little bit different. They're going to be taking the outside of the foot touch, but this time instead of the ball and them going behind the cone and then just passing it back, this time they're going to put a little bit of curve on it so that the ball actually goes in front of the cone while they shuffle behind the cone, meet up with it on the other side, and pass back. Again, maybe this isn't exactly what would happen in a game all that often, but again, it's just practicing more so, getting a better and stronger technical touch on the ball, being able to manipulate the ball as many different ways as possible is going to get you out of more situations than if you can only trap and receive it in one or two ways. All right, so after doing a couple more of those, we did some one touches too. I don't have it on film, but you can get kind of the progression of different ways that you can use that triangle cones. I just love it. I think it's so simple. It's 3 cones, 2 players, 2 balls, but there's just so many different touches you can work on. And at the end of the day, everything offensively that you do with the ball kind of stems from that first touch. So putting yourself in a drill where you're just having to focus solely on that first touch and then simple 10-yard passes, I think is so important. Going into the next exercise we have one player on the ball hitting little chipped 20-yard in the air balls into a player in a 2x2 yard box. I'm going to be working around the box at 360 degrees, and they're either going to play the ball to me off 1 or 2 touch. And again, they have to listen to where I'm moving, and so they have to adjust as that ball is in the air of where to find me. This drill is a great drill for center mids because you're constantly getting played balls in and you have to deal with it at times. Every ball isn't perfect, but you need to get it settled, get the ball down, and get the ball flowing into the team attack. So this one, again, told the guys playing the balls in, sometimes play nice balls, but also trying to kind of play some nasty balls, give them some difficult ones to make them deal with, as well as some of the checks that I was going to. I was trying to make them have to adjust their hips, react quickly, and play good balls to my feet. And as you can tell, they did well with it. The biggest thing is getting your hips set, getting your feet set before that ball comes in so that you give yourself the highest chance to make a good play on it. If you react slowly or read the ball incorrectly of its flight, that's where you're going to make the mistake. This was a lighter session, more of a recovery session, so we want to get a high volume of passes in without physically stressing the body that much. So to make it a little bit more physical, if that's what you're looking for, a little bit more with the fitness point, you could add different things that every once in a while when the player plays the ball into that small grid, that maybe they say go and they have to sprint with the ball to a certain location, something to just get them moving, get them active. But again, this was a recovery session, so I didn't want to tax their bodies that way. I hope this information for this training was helpful. Let me know in the comments below how the training session went for you, and if you changed anything or modified it in any way that you really liked. I love always hearing how different people kind of personalize every training session. So good luck. GAFA out.